What's going on right now? Just you can shout it out. 401k statements. Okay, 401ks. What are 401ks for us? Security. 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 Okay.
Your own way. I don't get my own way.
You don't get your own way. Well, let's deal with 401ks and we'll do that. Okay? So, 401ks, yes. Don't open the statements. No. Well, see, that's one of them, security, the divine security. So when you start to look at what it is that where your security really is. So when we see God in that, we know that creative force is there for you. And so it's not, when Reverend Fran sings, God is my source, she's not singing my 401k is my source, right? It'd be harder to rhyme, I think, with that. And it's a little bit of a challenge to do that, to try and see it, but it's in the practice of everything that we're doing to allow for the wholeness of our life to expand. And so as you take a look at your financial life, you need to look at everything that's going on in your life. And what we're headed for is a rich, full experience. And so in this moment, in the moment that you're looking at your 401k statement, can you know that you're okay? Can you know that you're secure? And that all is well? Okay? And if you can feel that, then you're in the spiritual realm rather than in the material realm. See? There's an arm in the back.
Yeah, I think a lot of us look to our unions, too, that work with our employees, maybe.
Right.
And you see that a lot in the news, people,
losing their jobs.
their unions,
Their unions and their jobs for their security. Right. And so when you link yourself with another group and with an experience that's going on, then you're turning away your own infinite creative potential, right? And so I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm saying if we're going to live in this from spiritual principle, it's important to look at your own infinite potential. And so we'll move into the quantum world in that question, because what we know about the divine life is that in any moment there's infinite possibility and potential right where you are. And as you make the choice, as you make the step, as you make the declaration of who you are, and not react. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. Is if we can get to a place where we're not reacting from fear and all of these things, it's your initial reaction that's going to make that next step, whether it's going to be creative or not, right? And so, as you have that reaction, can you step out in faith, or is it fear? So, I had something here I wanted to share. The word prosperity comes from the Latin root, which literally translates as according to hope, or to go forward hopefully. And so this is the attitude to take towards life. Prosperity is spiritual well-being. It's wholeness. And so when we can step out in hope, when we can take that positive attitude, when we can really know that everything's okay, right? No matter what it is that you're looking at, when you can know that everything's okay, then the energetic of what you're trying to create in the life you're living changes. I'll tell you, it works. It's amazing. It works. It works. Reverend Fran, let's have some music.
We are part of something greater, part of something greater than any one of us could ever be. We are part of something greater, something so much greater than any one of us could ever be. We are all joined together in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. We are part of something greater, part of something greater than any one of us could ever be. We are all joined together in our hearts, in our minds, and in our souls. We are part of something greater, something so much greater than any one of us could ever be.
Let's give Reverend Fran a little bit of love there for that. Oh my goodness. Is that one of the ones you wrote? Reverend Fran's writing songs for these classes. She sits there and she brings things together. She brought me in the back before and wrote the first song that we sang from just open the page to the book, and she wrote a whole song on it. Talk about the creative flow moving through so beautifully. So thank you for that.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to thrive here. The idea is that we are going to live a full, whole, complete life. And so we're going to do an exercise in a couple of minutes that's going to support us. It's our spiritual plan. I'm going to give you an opportunity to create a spiritual plan for your life. I understand last week Dr. Christian passed out a handout that had a lot of specific budgetary items on it. And I know that Reverend Tammy's going to go over the specifics of that towards the end of this workshop series, but I'm going to do the spiritual plan for your life because I think that that's the biggest foundation to start with. It's the idea of wholeness, and we'll let her deal with the numbers. She's really good with numbers, so we're going to let her deal with all of those things. So we're going to talk about the consciousness about the life you want to live. And so it's so important, we have all these amazing spiritual tools to create the life we want, right? We talk about them all the time on Sundays. We talk about meditation. We talk about prayer. We talk about visioning. We talk about setting our intentions. We talk about affirmations, right? And so what I mean when I say practicing the presence, keeping our eye on God, it means to create your day in a way that you wake up and find a way to connect with the divine. You have your breakfast, you get ready to go to work, you find a way to connect with the divine. All during your day, you find something that's just going to remind you that this is what I'm doing, but this is who I really am. And then when the end of the day comes, you can really rest and fall asleep and go into that restful place knowing that you are simply supported and loved, right? That sounds like a beautiful day, doesn't it? That would be my last day. I'd like it to be my everyday. And so what are those things that get in the way? Okay, traffic, right? Right, the news. Somebody else needing our time more than we want them to, right? Those little things that we let bother us that make me have to switch my bracelet. I'm sure there's one today, so I'll just switch and start all over again. I'll admit it, okay? There's been at least one. All of that stuff gets in the way. And so how is it that we can come back to center? So how are the ways that you connect with the divine?